What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phones and Drones. It's been a little while. We had a ton of Cybertruck coverage, but we wanted to circle back and talk about this baby right here, that Apple Vision Pro. And as you all know by now, it came out February 2nd, and this has been out for obviously about a month and a half, a little more. And we have some takeaways here. There have been a lot of people who've actually taken this back and returned it. They did the reviews and said, nope, I'm done, not worth the $3,500+ price tag. And we agree. We 100% understand why people have done that. You know what you're getting into with this headset. And if you missed our initial hands-on and unboxing and discussion, you can see exactly what it looks like. You know it's actually pretty comfortable. However, it does weigh quite a bit. It does not give you the best longevity using the most sleek strap. That's why it comes with the dual band as well. But fit aside, what promise that this offers is really, really next level. The problem is, I think this is more catered towards developers than the general public. Price point verifies this, in my personal opinion, and just not having those killer features that say, oh, I need to go get this. This is, in of itself, a first-gen product like no other. And the easiest way to look at that is and see, yeah, you need this battery to power your headset for only 2 hours unless you want to stay, locked in by an outlet. And this isn't it. Apple would never come up with a solution like this if they didn't have to, but due to the weight and due to all these other constraints, they had to come up with a solution like this to move forward and go ahead and deploy these. Now, having said that, I don't want to bash this thing. I think this is next level. What Apple has done here, the way the interface takes over and how you feel immersed, is both a blessing and a curse. And I say that because you feel so separated from reality when you're wearing this. It does such a good job immersing you in the environment you're in, or the app you're in, or the movie you're in, that I can easily see why people would not like this or want to wear these for long periods of time in its current iteration. Now, software down the road could enable you to share movies and do share play and watch the same content, maybe in a digital movie theater with other people to help alleviate that, but not currently. That would have been a great selling point Apple could have implemented and said, hey, this is what we're going to use for media consumption. They didn't go that way. They want this to be thought of as a computational device here. They want you to use this for work and everything. And again, it's just not there. If you want to use it to extend your your MacBook monitor, sure, you can do that. That's available. But it's limited to one display. Perfectly fine. You can make it 100, 200 inches large so you can have different windows up. The problem really arises when you go to use your text input, or your actual input, not text necessarily, but you can't see your keyboard. The pass-through only works when you're looking at this display. You cannot see your keyboard or mouse on the actual screen. So typing is going to be hugely slow if you want to use a Bluetooth keyboard, or equally as slow manually clicking the keys on this first-gen keyboard that is built into Vision OS. So they have rolled out Vision OS 1.1 since this was released. We used the beta, and then obviously they finally released it a couple weeks ago. It works. It's hugely improved for personas, and it's hugely improved as far as capabilities and really what it should have launched with, I guess you can say. However, again, there's no real groundbreaking features that you need to get to have this update, to have this headset, especially around $4,000 US after tax. Which brings us to our next point, that this is not meant to be an international device yet. You have to have a US Apple ID, you have to be located in the States, or they're saying you might not get any of your necessary support. Pretty interesting that Apple would go this route. Yes, they have commented and said before WWDC this year, which puts us at June, this will be released in other countries, but just the limited release, even for 4 months or so, specific to the US, is really, really interesting to see how Apple internally sees this headset. If they wanted to mass produce these and they wanted to get these into the hands of the most amount of people that generated interest for this, this would be it. They would have done what they do with the iPhone and all that. They would have released it in multiple countries at the same time. Not what Apple chose to do here. Again, also, one of the weirdest things is that EyeSight camera that looks so pixelated on the front of the display. It's a great feature. Maybe it should have been implemented a little better so it wasn't as pixely. I get it, it makes you want to feel immersed in your environment. So if somebody comes in and talks to you, it works great. It's very neat in that regard, but it does still give that creepy vibe out. And yeah, I just don't see a lot of people wanting to talk and work through that kind of thing with this device on your head. Let alone if you leave the house with this on and go into the public. Can you imagine the perceptions that'll be seen? You will be stared at, ridiculed. Fine, no problem with that, but I don't know how comfortable this would be wearing around for just 2 hours on end unless you buy those spare batteries. So I don't know. So again, really just to recap, the packaging, the technology, the display, the OLED, the micro OLED screens are by far the most impressive on any VR headset we've used. There has been an extensive amount of, I guess, comparison between the Meta Quest 3 and all that. We had it. This blows it out of the water. They are not meant to be the exact same device, plain and simple. And if people compare it, fair enough, right? I don't think that you can put this on the same level as the Meta Quest 3, but if you do, so be it. Again, great hardware package. The software, Vision OS, in its infancy right now, is going to have a long ways to go before we actually fully embrace, AR and VR and computational videos and all of that. Apple's already kind of come out and said through the grapevine, this is it. We're not getting another one every year. The technology just isn't there to re-up it like an iPhone. So this in its current form is what we should have for the next 2 to 3 years. Keep that in mind. They fully expect this to be very capable to get them over that hump and rely on Vision OS 1.1, 1.2, 2.0 that should definitely be released at WWDC this year to get them to where they want to be. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Price point aside, is it worth it? Let us know. I don't know. We're not taking it back, obviously. We're well beyond that return window. We will be keeping it and doing updates as they come. Yeah. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.